Welcome to the 31st race of the NASCAR schedule. This weekend, we are back at Talladega. That's right, baby. We're back at the Talladega Super Speedway. All three series will be in action. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will run its first race of the round of 8 in Friday afternoon at the Love's RV Stop 225. That's 85 laps, 225 miles. Daniel Dye and Ben Rhodes were eliminated last week from the playoff contention, so that leaves 8 drivers battling for that championship spot. Now, Corey Heim, the playoff leader, holds a slim 9 point lead over Christian Eckes. On the cut line, Caruth, Ankrum, Enfinger, and Taylor Gray are below the cut line there. So they're going to try to stay above the cut line after this week's race. But anything goes here at Talladega. Now, last year's winner, Brett Moffitt, Heim, and Nick Sanchez were the only playoff drivers this year that finished in the top 10 last year. Uh, Anything, like I said, is possible here at Tega. Will there be a big one? Comment below. The NASCAR Xfinity Series will run its second race of the round of 12 for the NASCAR playoffs. They will run the United Rentals 250 on Saturday afternoon. It's 94 laps, 250 miles. Last week's winner, Eric Almirola, will be back in that 20 car looking to dominate again because it is an amazing car and it will be strong again. I promise you that. It's too bad he hasn't run the whole schedule because he would be looking pretty good right now in the playoffs considering how many times he's won this year. Uh, the Springs winner, Jesse Love, who is 7th in the playoffs, looks to advance to the second round. Now, Cole Custer looks to advance his playoff lead with a win. And Justin Allgaier, after a disastrous race, 2 races, looks to get back on his winning way uh, to move on to the second round. Now, AJ Allmendinger, Parker Klingerman, Sammy Smith are below the cut line, and they look to improve their spot. Now, last year's winner, Jeb Burton, won. And do we have an upset winner this year? We will see. Also, there was some silly NASCAR silly season dealing with the Xfinity Series this week. More on that later. And now the NASCAR Cup Series will run their second race of the round of 12 in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Sunday, they will run the Yellawood 500 at Talladega, 188 laps, 500 miles. Now, last spring's winner, Tyler Reddick, is below the cut line with Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, and Austin Cindric. Meanwhile, last week's point leader, Kyle Larson, who dominated Bristol the week prior, had trouble early, costing him his lead in the playoffs. Now Larson is now down to 7th in the points. Now Willie B leads Ryan Blaney by 4 points, and hopefully the Toyotas don't have the same issue they had last spring and crash every single one of them out except Tyler Reddick. Now Denny Hamlin, sitting in 5th place, was in some news this week, so we'll be talking about that here a little later. Okay, so now here are the paint schemes for all 3 series. When I come back, I will give you my favorite schemes of the week, a recap of Kansas, some NASCAR silly news, and a big story breaking in NASCAR involving 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. And then I also will give you my picks for this week. So there you go. So let's check out the paint schemes. I hope you enjoy them. And let's go. I hope you enjoyed those paint schemes. Which one were your favorites? Comment down below to let me know who they are. Now, for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, here are my favorites. That number 5 Dean Thompson Pipe Group Toyota. Yes, I like those American flag colors. And the number 38 Lane Riggs Loves Travel Stop Ford RV Travel Stop Ford. He returns to the paint scheme that gave him 2 wins back to back. And it's the race sponsor. Looks like a good pick to me. And I like that 75 Stefan Parsons PopSells.com Chevy. I like that whole white car with the 75 on it. That looks pretty cool. All right, the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Not too many of them here, but I like that number 5 Fast Pasta Dead on Tools Chevrolet. I like that one. And then the number 21 Austin Hill Bennett Transportation. As we kick off the month of October, we are in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so they like to support that with that pink 21 number. I like what they're doing there. So now the NASCAR Cup Series, there's a lot of them here, so stick with me. Number 1, Ross Chastain Busch Light Camo Chevy. Trackhouse always brings the paint schemes. Can you even see the car on the screen? It's camo, right? So you can't really see it. And at number 11, Denny Hamlin, FedEx One Rate Toyota. You know why I do this. Take a good look. I'll wait. Okay. Now that number 14, Chase Briscoe, Tony Stewart throwback. Yes, I love it. Rush Truck Stops Ford. Yes, a big nice throwback to Tony Stewart there. That looks amazing. And that number 15, Cody Ware. I love Arby's and I love those yellow wheels. Now the 41, Ryan Preece. Yeah, baby, let's go. Wonder Bread Ford Shake and Bake, baby. Yes, sir, at Talladega. Now that number 43, Eric Jones. Dollar Tree Toyota Legacy Tribute to Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. And that all pink car. And the number 1, the 51, Corey LaJoy. The Mighty Firebreaker Ford. Did I tell you I like the yellow wheels? Okay. And then number 99, Daniel Suarez, Tootsie Chevrolet. Trackhouse is the king of paint schemes. God, that neon looks good on the car. They all look good. Both of them do. The 99 and the 1, they are the kings of the paint schemes each week. But this week, they look really good. Okay, so here is a recap of Kansas Friday night under the lights. The playoff lead, Corey Heim had to start in the back of the pack, and Ty Majeski was on the pole. And Corey Heim to come to the rear of the field, and Ty Majeski took the lead over Christian Eckes. Ty Majeski wins stage 1. Corey Heim went from 35th to 2nd in that stage. Man, he was strong. Now Corey Heim takes the lead in the second stage and wins stage 2 as Lane Riggs, who has owned the playoffs, makes his move, and he moves on up. Now in stage 3, this becomes a fuel mileage race for Majeski and Ben Rhodes, who's trying to get in the playoffs. He had to make some type of move. And some other drivers as well. In the last lap, though, Majeski and Rhodes both run out of fuel. Corey Heim takes the win, and that eliminates Daniel Dye and Ben Rhodes from the playoffs. Saturday, the Xfinity Series, Brandon Jones was on the pole for the Kansas Lottery 250. Chandler Smith, Eric Almirola, and Kyle Custard were all battling for the first stage. Now, Almirola is too strong here and wins stage 1. Sammy Smith spun in stage 1, and his troubles just continued throughout the race, which finds himself the bottom of the playoff spot. But Mayer wins stage 2. And in stage 3, Eric Almirola had a pit again after a possible loose lug nut, and he starts 14th or 15th in the third stage. He battles back and wins the race. That 20 car, man, you got to write it down anytime. That 20 car looks pretty strong. Sunday, the Hollywood Casino 400, Christopher Bell was on the pole and looked terrific in practice and qualifying. And earlier in stage one, Kyle Larson tire blows and nails the wall. He plays catch up all race, finishes 17th, I believe. Willie B runs down Christopher Bell and takes stage one. Now in stage two, Alex Bowman was challenging Christopher Bell for the lead, and Bell made a mistake and he hit the wall, which Bowman takes stage two. Now in stage three, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Martin Truex Jr., all three battling for the lead, and a hard charging Willie B as well. Kyle and Ross Chastain battling back and forth for about a good 20 laps, it seemed like. But as Rowdy's leading, and he comes up to chase Briscoe, right? And he's going to go high, and then Briscoe doesn't give him any room. Rowdy hits the wall. Chastain takes the lead, and he doesn't look back. Willie B charged there at the end to get Ross Chastain, but Ross Chastain wins, and another watermelon was sacrificed right there on the pavement in Kansas. So, all right, so here is some NASCAR news. Uh, Carson Quaffle will drive the number one car for JRM Motorsports as Sam Mayer is going to the Haas factory. And in the Xfinity race, after the Xfinity race, the JRM Motorsports 9 team and the 97 of Colleague had penalties for wheel lug nut infractions, so they were fined. Now, the colossal news of NASCAR this week. You had to be under a rock if you didn't like NASCAR to know about this. But 2311 and Front Row Motorsports are suing NASCAR. Yes, 2311 and Front Row Motorsports today joined finally an antitrust lawsuit in the Western District of North Carolina against the National Association of Stock Car Racing, Auto Racing, NASCAR. Now, they say 2311 says, "We share a passion for racing, the thrill of competition and winning. Off the racetrack, we believe that the change is necessary for the sport we love. Together, we brought this antitrust case so that racing can thrive and become a more competitive and fair sport in ways that will benefit teams and drivers, sponsors, and most importantly, fans." Now, Bob Jenkins, Front Row Motorsports team owner, also adds, as I quote, "I have been part of this racing community for 20 years and couldn't be more proud of the Front Row Motorsports team and our success. But the time has come for change, and we need a more competitive and fair system where teams, drivers, and sponsors can be rewarded for our collective investment by building long-term enterprise value, just like every other successful professional sports league." The lawsuit claims that the new charter system limits competition by unfairly binding the teams to the series, its tracks, and its suppliers. So this should be interesting going forward. What do I see in this? I see that Denny is never going to win a championship. That's what I see. They are going to give him heck the rest of the way. He's never going to win a championship. But what do you think of these breaking news here? Will it ever settle in court? Will NASCAR kind of hide this because they don't want all their dirty laundry out there? Make sure you comment below with your thoughts in this process. Okay, so here are my picks for the week. The Loves RV Stop 225. The Loves is back on Lane Riggs' truck. Give me Lane Riggs for the win here at Talladega, and my dark horse is going to be Nick Sanchez. You can't not bet against Lane Riggs in that Love paint job. He won 2 in a row with that sucker. Now, United Reynolds 250. After 2 bad races in a row, Allgaier has to have some good luck. But that 20 car is fast. And Allgaier's in it. I mean, Almirola's in it. I'm going Eric Almirola again for the win. That 20 car, oh, it's so good. And my dark horse, Fast Pasta. Yes, in that 5 tools car, dead on tools car. I love it. So Fast Pasta, you were strong. Let's go, Fast Pasta. You can do it, man. Now, the Yellawood 500. I want to say Denny or Larson, but he's not been too well on super speedways as late. Penske is really strong right now. Blaney, Logano, Cindric. I'm going Blaney for the win. And my dark horse is going to be Michael McDowell, Front Row Motorsports. He will definitely get the pole at least. You can write that down. Michael McDowell gets the pole. Now, what do you think? Who you think is going to win these races? Make sure you comment below as well. I always like to see you guys' picks and your dark horses as well. All right, guys, so that is it. You know the paint schemes, you know the race names, you know when we're going to have the races, and now all you got to do is show up to the races. What we're going to be doing for us this weekend, today, we're going to be bringing you the live coverage of the truck race here on Friday afternoon. And that is the Love's RV Stop 225. We'll be bringing you flag to flag coverage of that. And then on Saturday, we'll be bringing you NASCAR Cup Series qualifying and then the Xfinity race, the United Rentals 250 from Talladega. We'll be bringing that to you. And then on Sunday, for all the marbles, the Yellawood 500 at Talladega, flag to flag coverage. We'll be bringing that to you as well. All the racing from Talladega this weekend. We can't wait to see you. You just have to show up, hit that like button on the streams, and have fun sitting back and watching. On this video, make sure you hit the like button as well. And if you're new to us and found us just now, please subscribe to the channel for all your NASCAR content. So, you know what everything is. All you got to do is show up. We will see you in the streams. We'll have a good time. And let's go.